In this episode, we quickly chat over the 2023 Rolex 24 entry list, looking really good, and can Isotta Fraschini pull off a 2023 WEC entry? We'll see. Welcome to episode 156 of the We Are Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. Michael Rao, it is the winter, which means pretty much in the motorsports world, at least the motorsports world that we really like, which is the road racing world.
Yes.
It's testing.
There's nothing happening.
No, it's all testing.
Yeah, there's no news.
No. Everyone is down south testing their race cars for next season. Which, speaking of next season, we actually have the entry list for the Rolex 24 coming up.
Yes! I'm so excited for that race.
Let's take a look at it real quick. While I look at that, I'm going to show you some photos of some testing that has been going on at Daytona.
Yes.
Because it's been very good testing, and it looks pretty. But that Rolex 24 entry list, there are actually 70 cars that registered for the race. That's a lot of race cars.
That's a lot of race cars.
60 cars were accepted. You'll
Why?
notice there's a 10-car disparity there. And
Why?
that is down to a limited availability in the pit road. They actually ran out of pit stalls.
Oh my God.
And from what I heard, the new fancy cars that we're looking at here, the GTP, what's the other? LMDH. Those cars need a little extra pit space in their pit stalls. I think it's due to the electrical components and the hybrid safety stuff. Yeah. So they couldn't pack it full of as many cars as possible, which is a little unfortunate. But 60, to my recent memory, is, I think, the biggest field of the Rolex 24 in a long time.
That is a big field.
That is a massive field. Now, the split of cars that are going to be there will be 9 GTP cars across 4 manufacturers, those being Cadillac, Acura, Porsche, and BMW.
Okay.
So 9 cars in the top class. There'll be 10 in LMP2.
Okay.
That'll be good. 9 in LMP3.
Good.
8 in GTD Pro.
Okay.
Corvette is in that class, notably, but we'll come back to that in a moment. And then in GTD, not Pro, there'll be 24 cars.
The GTD Unpro.
Yeah, I wish they would have named it differently. But that's besides the point. There's 5 classes running in total. Again, there's 9, 10, 9, 8, 24. You'll notice there's a lot in the last class.
Yeah.
24 cars.
Good.
And that's across 9 different manufacturers. Those being BMW, Lexus, Porsche, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Aston Martin, Mercedes, Acura, and McLaren. Now, can you think of any manufacturers there that would be racing GT3 spec race cars that are not in the list that I just listed? There are 2 real notables that are missing from that list.
So let's see. To think of the list of the people that aren't entered into IMSA, I have to think of other races and kind of visualize what other cars would run in other races. So let me think, say, for example, at Spa, right? It's another GT3, the Spa 24.
Right.
So at Spa, we've got BMWs, we've got Mercedeses, we've got Porsches, Audi.
Audi is one of 2 that are missing, that are very notable. Surprised to see that Audi is not running. Audi used to run in this class in IMSA back when it was in Grand Am. And I think in recent memory, still like 2 years ago, they were running Audis in equivalent to IMSA, right? But no Audis this year. So there's 1
2
left that you're missing. Now, this one might be a little tougher. Think of the Spa 24.
I'm thinking.
There was they ran one of these.
Oh, a singular car.
A singular car.
Okay.
And I'll give you a hint. It's wide. It's
Okay.
got some hips to it.
That big booty Bertha, the Bentley.
Yes.
Okay.
Bentley nor Audi are racing. Basically, all the other manufacturers that you know in top class GT3 will be there.
That's a bunch still.
That is a lot. For balance of performance, that is chaos.
Could you imagine
That is
being one of the
awful.
DOP people there? God, that'd be so much just tedious work.
Oh, it'd be a ton. Oh,
God.
it's like that's the hybrid unit that they're
Yeah,
bringing in.
looks like it.
That's kind of cool. So, we got 60 cars in total. Wish we could have had a couple more, but I'm very happy with 60 cars. There is some talk right now that people are really starting to wonder if an LMP2 car is going to win this race.
Oh,
And there's a good reason why. This is the first time that all these cars will be in 24-hour competition with each other.
this is true. There's a lot that they don't know about yet.
There's nothing like being in a race.
Correct.
Nothing like it. You can test at Sebring, Le Mans, everywhere, Spa, as much as you want. You can do 48 hours at Sebring, but there's nothing like being in a 24-hour race.
Correct.
And you can't simulate that.
Correct.
So there's a lot of talk right now of who, if any, will actually survive, and if any is going to win from a different class, who in the LMP2 will take the overall victory, which is fascinating to think about. Would be really cool to see.
Could you imagine that?
I can totally imagine a world where an LMP2 takes overall victory.
Do you think realistically it's going to happen?
Yeah. I bet you at least half, in the first half of the race, half of the GTD or P cars are out.
I hate to admit you're probably right.
I can totally see that happening.
You know which one I think is going to not be out?
Who?
Cadillac.
Either that or Acura. Because they both have experience
True.
running those kind of cars.
I just think that the Cadillac has less to go wrong.
You could be right about that.
It's a big V8. Right. You're more of a big NA V8. Less to go wrong.
The engine is relatively similar to last year.
It's the most similar to last year than everyone else. Right.
BMW and Porsche have the most rough to figure out here.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty green area for them.
Because they've both been out of prototype racing for a while now.
Mm-hmm. Now, Porsche and BMW a while ago have done the Le Mans 24 in the top class, but it's different regulations. I'm sure some of the same people are in there, mostly different people are in there. It's a whole new thing. So
we are going to see what we are going to see. There's that BMW right there. I do like the livery.
Yep.
I like the livery. It's a lot of grill.
I'm super excited for this Rolex 24. Mind you, even if they are mechanically sound, you have 60 cars at Daytona and you're multi-class racing for 24 hours. It is so hard to not make a mistake in multi-class racing for 24 hours with that many people on track.
And it's even harder to not get baited into someone else's mistake.
Yep.
Even if you run a perfect race, you've got a guy beside you that won't.
Nope. And that's all it takes. It takes one moment in 24 hours to ruin your race.
It takes one LMP3 to ruin it all.
Yep.
Because it seems to always be an LMP3, doesn't it?
That's the magic of multi-class racing.
It's always an LMP3. It's always an LMP3. It's never not an LMP3.
That's the magic of it. It's fun. It's fun to watch. We'll see how it plays out.
I miss that battle from last year, the two Porsches, the FAF and the KCMG. Oh, look at the livery on that new FAF. That looks good. Yep. That's a great... Oh, yes.
60 cars will be there. Will the top class take the win? We're going to find out.
We are going to find out. If you're going to be there, link up with us. We'd love to chat with you. Say hi. It's going to be pretty awesome. Don't forget to bring your jackets because it's always cold at Rolex.
Every year.
I actually wore my ski jacket on Christmas here in Sarasota.
I did too.
It was damn cold.
Yeah, it was in the 30s.
Yeah.
It was cold.
So let's move on to some different news, shall we?
All right.
All right, so let's get on to WEC. And there is a newish team that we had talked about a couple weeks ago that you and I both scratched our head and said, who?
I remember that.
Uh-huh. Isotta Fraschini.
That's what it was.
Or Fracchini, or that one.
A pasta. It was a pasta. Yes.
It was a pasta dish.
Yes.
Correct. But apparently there is some Isotta Fraschini news. And apparently they are close to finalizing WEC plans for 2023.
Really?
Which, hold on a second, because 2023 is, well, like, literally this weekend.
Yeah, wait, what? When we talked about this, we were both very skeptical of this. Doing this year seems very difficult to do. Do we have any more information?
I mean, we have some quotes here. I mean, according to the article, Isotta is close to deciding between two teams bidding to run a solo four-wheel drive hybrid LMH, the Le Mans hypercar, for their Isotta's Italian brand for this coming year's WEC. And this is according to Isotta Fraschini's general manager, Claudio Barro, I think is how you say his name, which I didn't know much about Claudio Barro, but apparently he used to have a pretty prominent motorsport career that was running the old Maserati MC12 GT1 program from back in the early 2000s, which that was a cool-ass car. And then apparently he was also a motorsports director at Lotus from 09 to 13.
Wow.
So apparently he's got this Claudio Barro. He's got some racing pedigree to him.
Okay.
I mean, his quote is, "We have had discussions with 4 teams, Italian, German, British, and Swiss, to work with us in 23. And he's hoping that after Christmas, we can finalize an agreement and then complete all the documents with the FIA before the 5th of January, which is the closing date for WC entries."
Wow.
Okay, I'm sorry. What?
Wow.
That's what? That's brother, do you have any comprehension of time and space whatsoever?
That's next week.
Yeah. Like,
holy moly.
That's like, we're looking at the clock here going, dude, you're running out of time.
All right. It sounds like they do have some racing pedigree, which is a good sign. Because
they do.
me and you were very skeptical of this just being a money dump and run kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there could be some motorsports behind this. Now, it sounds like the most last-second deal I've ever heard of try to run Le Mans.
Yeah.
Wow. Yikes.
This sounds like the most last-second deal in the world, right? Because now is when this needs to be in by.
I'm all about more brands coming in to the top class and trying to run Le Mans, but you don't really want to make yourself look like a fool either. And considering the competition that will be there this year and next year, it's going to be really, really hard to win that race.
I agree.
If not even stay relevant for the first 6 hours, for God's sake. Holy moly.
Yeah, I fear this car will be done in 90 minutes.
I don't know. It could depend on the team. It could depend. Maybe this is somebody that comes in and says, who do I need to get on the phone with to buy a team that will be able to compete at Le Mans? Maybe that's what's happening.
They're working with teams that already have their foot in the door. So they're not building this from scratch. Right. And apparently, Mr. Barrow here, he is insisting that the Isotta LMH program remains on schedule to be ready to race by round 3 this year.
Which I think is Le Mans.
It's at Spa at the end of April.
Okay. And then Le Mans after that, I imagine.
It is. But Le Mans, what, June or July?
Somewhere around there. I don't know.
But
I don't remember.
April is when they're insisting on racing.
So
we're now essentially January.
Right, in 3 months.
And you're going to build a full race car ground up and test it and engine everything and get it racing in 3 months in top class racing?
No.
People can't even do that with lemons, let alone top class. What?
Can you even buy a GT3 fully ready, kitted out car from a manufacturer and be ready to race in 3 months? I don't know.
I don't know if you can get that much technical knowledge implemented into the brain that quickly.
Unless those 4 teams have cars in the garage ready to go for top class racing that they've tested and we never seen or heard of ever in our life, which seems very unreasonable. I don't know. This is weird. This is real weird. Still fishy to me.
Apparently, the engine that they're going to use was built by an old DTM engine builder. That it's going to be a 3-liter twin-turbo V6 is what they're going to put in it.
Okay.
That's again great, but how are we going to figure out the engine, get it working with the rest of the drivetrain into a car that's running and won't fall apart in 3 months?
This is weird. This is real weird. It still smells of really weird stuff to me.
I don't know how it's possible for them to get it done so quickly.
You know, I hope they pull it off. And to be honest, if BOP cards fall their way, maybe they'll just be blisteringly fast and win Le Mans. It would be a miracle, but it'd be really awesome to see.
You are very optimistic.
Very optimistic. Oh, okay. What do? They say, oh, sorry, we missed Spa. They sandbag the Le Mans test the whole time. Pray to the lords that the car stays together for 24 hours at Le Mans, which it could do.
The car gods would have to be watching down the whole time.
If it's just an LMP2 car with an upgraded engine and like a couple little bits for brakes and whatnot, sure, it could stay together. An LMP2 car is pretty rigid. They've done a lot of long endurance testing with those races or with those cars. It's a big ask, but you know how much BOP plays in these long endurance races.
It's true.
A ton. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I just have a hard time seeing them getting a car built and ready to race by the end of April.
It's a tall task. I agree.
Like, even the major manufacturers, your Porsches and BMWs and Audis couldn't do that.
No, they couldn't.
And this is a small team from Italy.
That's why I suspect that this is
probably just going to be overdosed on pizza.
I suspect it's an LMP2 chassis car with a couple unique aero bits in an upgraded engine.
Yes.
Which is fine, but it doesn't really like portray what the top class at Le Mans is supposed to be.
Pushing boundaries.
Right. That's the annoying bit.
I don't know. We're going to see what this Isotta Fraschini gets done before Spa this year.
I suspect there's no way the ACO and Pierre Fiant will let this car win Le Mans.
Not a chance. Not a chance. But on that topic, how cool would it be if Peugeot wins the 100th running of Le Mans, seeing as how it's a French brand?
That'd be awesome. That'd be fantastic.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, that'd be
with their
amazing.
9X8, the wingless thing.
It'll, at this point, it doesn't look like it's ever going to happen. That car's slow and having problems often, but it'd be awesome if it did.
I don't get this team. Isotta Fraschini. Good luck to you. I wish you the best. I'd love to see you compete at Le Mans, but I don't have high hopes.
I just want to eat my fettuccine.
I would love some fettuccine while watching Fraschini.
Exactly.
Yes. While sipping on a martini. Oh, there we go.
If they race, we're having pasta dinner while watching Le Mans.
Of course.
We're doing it.
Absolutely. And Italian wines.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. So you got any other news for us?
I do not. It's just testing season. Everything is relaxed right now. It's going to ramp up as we get deep into January, where we get, I think, a 24 in Dubai. We get more testing at Daytona leading up to the Rolex.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be good.
We get a lot of things coming soon. Next couple of weeks, things start to come to life.
Yes, they do.
All right, so that's all I got. Thanks so much for watching and listening. If you are watching on YouTube, please drop a thumbs up and a comment on the video. Don't forget, hit subscribe if you could, please. And if you're listening on audio only, so your Apples and Googles and Spotifys, please do leave us a 5-star rating and a review. Would love to have you. And while you're at it, go ahead and pull your phone out. Follow us on social, unless you're driving. In which case, wait till you get where you're going. And our socials, Facebook is We Are Auto. Instagram is We Are Auto _. YouTube is We Are Auto. And our website is weareauto.io. And if you're anything like us, you're probably dying to watch some racing right about now. I'm kind of fiending, right? I feel like an addict. I'm just scratching. Oh my God, I need racing, right? So you got to go check out the website, catch some of your favorite past races, right? So thanks again. Catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.